Hello, I'm being frank with you. It is Saturday morning and as you can see I'm standing at the back of the car where the charging point is. For the second day I'm coming out and it has stopped charging in the little hours of the night. Yesterday I discovered first thing in the morning that the car was no longer charging. So I did my investigations and I thought maybe at first it is something with the fuses, but no, the fuse box was okay. And then I thought maybe if I plug the extension lead into a different socket that would solve the problem, but it didn't. And then I thought, maybe it is the extension unit that I am using, because it was also used by the builders who were working on our house. You know, the ones who stole our money but didn't do the work. They used so many things from the garage, like the wheelbarrows and different tools, and they just made a mess of them or broke them. And I think maybe the extension lead is the same. I'll show you what I mean. I've cleaned it up a little bit, but you can see it is still covered with bits of concrete and things, so I wondered if that was the problem. And then I thought, well, it had been working before that, and a bit like computers and electrics in general, if they are working, there has to be some other reason that they stop. Then I wondered about, you know, it's just a cheap extension lead from, you see, from Tesco's. I wondered if perhaps it was not strong enough to take the sort of current that the Tesla is pulling, because the Tesla is pulling down 10 amps. So I thought maybe I have a look at the specification on the extension lead to see if it is capable of doing this. It's difficult to focus. I need a better camera for this, but you can almost see that it says it is a Tesco 4-way 10 meter, 10 amp, 240 volt. So when the Tesla is pulling 10 amps at 240 volts or 238, it is okay. But sometimes it goes up as high as 247 volts. And if it is already a constant 10 amps, it may just be too much. And what happens is, it triggers a reset. And what I have to do is just press this button and that will make it work again. I'll do that now, but after I've had something to eat, some breakfast, I want to see if I can actually take the whole Tesla unit here and plug it into one of the wall sockets. It might not be long enough, but I think I have to try, because clearly the way I'm set up at the moment, it does not work. And the last thing I want to do is come out first thing in the morning, perhaps with a long trip ahead of me, and find that the car has stopped charging late in the previous night and I do not have enough range to take me where I want to go. Just when I'm passing the greenhouse anyway, I thought I would have a look at the tadpoles. Some of them really look like tadpoles now. I'm not going to do any water changing till tomorrow. I think if I do it every Sunday, that it makes sense to do it regularly. Maybe if the weather gets hotter, I will be able to do it more frequently, or I will need to do it more frequently. They don't move much, do they? So I have moved the rubbish that you add into your garage year after year, things you put in a corner and forget about. I've taken all this stuff out, I've thrown a lot of it in the bin. You know, you put things now away and people con you, you know, you have work done and they say to you, oh, you should keep this because it will be useful later. No, it never is. What they're really saying is, I don't want to dispose of your rubbish for you, so you just keep it. And you do, and then you have to dispose of it yourself. So I've taken things out of the garage, and now the Tesla is plugged directly into the main socket. I don't want to show you where it is because it's still not very clean in there and I'd just be embarrassed. Anyway, the good result is that the Tesla is now charging at 7 miles per hour instead of 6 miles per hour when it was being plugged into the extension cable. So clearly the extension cable was not strong enough to cope with more power. Okay, it is not a lot more power, but it's a little bit more than I had before. The other good news today is that The upgrade has gone through. I now have 17, oh, I can't remember the number. Anyway, it gives me summon and auto park. So once we got a bit more charge in the battery, I'm going to take the car onto level ground and try summon and just see how that works. I must say, I'm a bit worried that you start to summon it and the car just runs away all by itself. I'm sure there is a good way to stop it. I hope so. And now it's coffee break time, because I think I've done enough for the first part of the morning. So, cheers. Sometimes I make an absolutely terrible cup of coffee. I need lessons. Because I have had some problems over the last couple of days with the charging system on the Tesla, I have made an application to a company called ChargeMaster. And it's really good. They give you different options of how they can power up the Tesla to come and fit one of these charging points on your wall. And there are different options of the power that goes through. And you get to claim back all of the money. I thought this was really good, because on their website they say the price is going to be £200 or £300, depending on which unit you choose. And that includes the £500 which is paid by the government. So the total price would be £700, maybe £800, but you get £500 from the UK government. Then the man said to me, but of course you live in Scotland, so you have the benefit of another £500 from the Energy Saving Trust. So it looks like if the application goes through, I will get a new charging point, which will be like I think 7 kilowatts, which gives you, I think it's nearly 20 miles per hour, which would be a lot better than the 7 miles per hour that I'm getting this morning. So I'll tell you how the progress of that goes. Okay, so this has me a little bit worried. First time to attempt summon. Now I think what I have to do is press the top of the key and hold it until the lights flash. Okay, I tried that. One flash. That usually just means that the doors are opening. But I don't see the mirrors moving or anything, so maybe that has worked. Now if I press the front of the car, I don't see it moving towards me. Let's try this again. So, second attempt. Maybe this time I try opening the car. Okay, that's it unlocked. And it's sitting waiting. So then I press down the top of the key and hold it. But all that does is lock the car again. I don't get this. I press the front trunk. It's not opening the trunk. It's not bringing the car towards me. Oh, wait a minute. I think something's happening. It's making a groaning noise. But I think that should just be the coolant in the battery. No, that still did not work. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. So, I think we've had a successful test on summon. It's really good. It's also very clever because it does not run you over. You can stand right in front of the car, and when it approaches it leaves about half a meter and then it stops. Which is a good thing, because the last thing you want to do is be run over by your own car. Yeah, I like this. I think it's going to be very useful for parking in very tight spaces. I like it. 2 thumbs up, as they say. I don't know if you can hear the sound, but I was walking past the Tesla and it's making a sound like there's a fan blowing. I don't know if this is to cool down the batteries or heat up the batteries. It's quite a roar. So here we are in Glasgow, our uneventful trip into town, thank goodness. And now we're going to my wife's favourite shop. My wife has just said, what would we like to do when we're here? And I think maybe honest answer is to leave. But she obviously has plans for maybe eating something. We get such a good selection of lights, although an awful lot of the things I don't think I'd put them in my house. Sometimes I think you go to shops like this, there's far too much choice. So my wife doesn't know what she's looking for, which is going to make it really, really difficult to find. I think she wants office accessories. I don't know what she means by office accessories. Oh, you can hear her voice in the background. Yeah, I get that sinking feeling. Sometimes in life there are tiny little expressions that just make the shiver go down your spine. And when my wife says handbags, that's kind of what does it for me. We actually spent an entire day in California just looking for a handbag. Here we go again. Oh, good, that wasn't so painful. Had no handbag, thank goodness. So here we are, we're in a coffee shop. It is a strange name, I don't know what it is. But it looks quite good. Look forward to the hot drinks. The robot children have landed. They still have headphones. Right, we've got to the theatre. No, I don't think that's right. I can't think what this place is called. Anyway, we're going to get the tickets because we've booked it over the internet. And we get the tickets and then we're into the auditorium. Concert hall, that's where we are. The Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow. Here we have today's missed opportunity. A gift shop. And I'm not disappointed that it is closed, because my wife would have been in there, but it is closed. And you would think Saturday afternoon with a concert on, they would open up the gift shop and let people come and spend their money. I'm glad it's not me. Finally, proof positive we're actually at the Glasgow Royal Concert Hall, not a theatre. These people are in my way. Don't you realize I'm trying for a serious blog here? We're here and just getting into our seats. I don't think it's going to be full. But I do hope the people who are supposed to be in those seats turn up. This is Buchanan Street in Glasgow. Usually there are a lot more people. There's enough people today as it is. We're making our way back to either the shops or the car park. It's the same thing. They're advertising a new movie, Fast and Furious. I sometimes think maybe this is the way I drive. Hopefully I don't end up like this car. So many clues it's going soon to be Easter. And being Saturday evening, it is supermarket time. Or we don't have anything to eat tomorrow. And it's Easter. You can tell it's Easter because of the number of eggs. Still 2 weeks to go. So those nice people at Tesla with the latest release have put in an Easter egg. If you tap the T, you get a whiteboard, and then you can draw pictures on it or anything you like. Don't try this while you're driving. I was never much of an artist at school. That's my impression of the Golden Gate Bridge. Thank you, Elon. One thing I should add, if you click the publish button at the top of the screen, it is, I am told, supposed to send this to Elon Musk. I'm sure it doesn't go to Elon himself, but an army of secretaries. And they choose the best ones and put them on the Tesla website. I don't think this is getting on the Tesla website, so I wouldn't even bother pressing publish. It's been a busy day. So many things done. I was pleased to see that we got summoned to work. And I don't know that I'm going to be using it very often, but it's nice to know that there's the facility if people do lock you into a tight space and you can't get the doors open. We went to the concert, we've now had dinner, it's 11 o'clock at night, and it should be time for turning in, I think. Tomorrow, I think a bit more calm day, but it's going to be a nice bright day, so maybe out in the garden. Now, one of the good things, when I was in the garage, I managed to find the old movable basketball hoop, and the boys quite liked throwing hoops. Is that the right expression? Yeah, shooting hoops, I think they could say it in the States. So maybe we could go out and do that tomorrow if it's nice and bright. And I will, of course, be washing my Tesla. So, I hope you had a good day too. If you've liked what you've watched, please give me a thumbs up to like it and subscribe. And there will be more tomorrow. So, bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.